we are going to start with a new lesson today. So the name of the lesson is soil. So today we are going to see how is this soil formed, what are the uses of the soil, what is contained or what does this soil have in it. So we are going to learn everything about the soil today. So what is this soil? Soil is the uppermost layer of the earth. The soil, the uppermost layer of the ground is called as the soil. So soil is very useful to us. Now how is this soil useful? The plants that grow around us, where do they grow? They grow in the soil. Yes, the roots of the plants, they get minerals and waters from this soil, and these plants grow with the help of this mineral and the water that they get it from the soil. So small animals like earthworms or some insects, soil is a home for them. The earthworms, they live in the soil. So also some small insects, they live in the soil. So this soil is the home for such small insects. So also the soil is very essential for cultivation of the plants and the food grains that we eat. From where do we get it? The cultivation of the rice plant, the cultivation of all the vegetable plants, flowering plants, all the trees that we have around us, they grow in the soil and they provide us food. So if we do not have soil, then we will not get any food. So soil is a very important natural factor. Now we will see how is the soil formed, the process by which the soil is formed. So the first point we are going to learn in this lesson is formation of soil. So how is the soil formed? What happens? In nature we have huge big stones. Okay, so these huge stones, they face the strong heat of the sun. They face the heavy winds. They face the heavy rains and the continuous heating and cooling because of the sun's temperature, because of the rains, because of the winds. Continuous heating and cooling of these rocks takes place, and the rocks break down into smaller pieces. Okay, the huge rocks, because of the continuous heating, cooling, because of the rains, all this, what happens? The huge rocks, they break down into smaller pieces, and the process of formation of soil does not happen in a day, in a week or in a month, but it is a very long process. Many years the process continues and continues, and then the formation of soil is there. So because of the heavy winds, because of the rains, because of the high temperature of the sun, the rocks undergo cooling, heating, and this process makes the rocks to break down into smaller pieces. And these smaller pieces, they again undergo the same process of heating, cooling, and they again break down into still more fine particles. So also the small pieces of the rocks, they are carried away with the winds, or they are carried away with the running water during the rainy season from one place to another. When they are carried away along with the running water, they clash each other. Yes, what happens? They clash each other, they rub against each other, and again they break into smaller pieces. So because of all these natural processes like heating by the sun's temperature, then cooling because of the wind, because of the running rainwater, they are carried from one place to another. During all this process, what happens? They are rubbed against each other and they get divided into again fine and fine particles. So the pieces, they rub against each other and they just get divided into very small particles. Also the dead plants, the dead animals, the remains of the dead plants, the remains of the dead animals, this also gets mixed up with these fine particles of rocks, and in this way the fine particles of the huge rock, the dead remains of the plants, the dead plants and the dead animals, the remains of the dead animals, it also gets mixed up with these fine particles, and finally the soil is formed. As I told you, the formation of soil is not a short-term process. It is a very long process. You can say it takes many years in the formation of the soil. So during all this process, the rocks undergo breaking and finally they are into fine particles and they get mixed up with the dead plants and dead animals, and finally the soil is formed. So we can say that soil is a mixture. Soil is not a alone ingredient, but it is a mixture. So it is mixture of tiny particles of rocks and dead plants and animals. So what is soil? Soil is a mixture of fine particles of rocks, dead plants and dead animals. So the definition for a soil is a mixture of fine particles of rocks, dead plants and dead animals. Let us see what does the soil contain. So we have seen that soil is very essential for us for growing of plants. So now we will see what does this soil actually has in it, because of which it is useful for us in various ways. So it is said that soil contains stones, that is gravels. Then it is also said that soil contains sand, clay, humus, water and air too. But how do we come to know that the soil contains all these things? To prove that soil contains all these things, it is very necessary that we perform or we do some activities. Now what are these activities that we need to do? I will be telling you these activities and you are supposed to do it for yourselves. Each and everyone is going to perform this activity. So just before that, listen to me carefully what is the activity and then you can perform it. So what are you supposed to do is take some garden soil. Take some soil from your garden, put it into a glass jar. It is very necessary that you take a glass jar because you can see it easily through the glass. So take a glass jar, put some garden soil from your garden, put some garden soil into that jar and then pour some water in that jar. Then you have to put the lid to that jar tightly and just you have to shake that jar. What you have to do, you have to take some garden soil into a jar, pour some water into it and cover it with its lid and shake the jar for some time and keep it aside undisturbed for a maybe half hour or for an hour. After some time, after completion of that half hour or 1 hour, when the water gets settled, when all the ingredients in it get settled, you can see there are layers. What are these layers? You can see such type of layers. That is, you can see that the ingredient which is the heaviest, that will get settled to the bottom. Then you will have the second heavier material. Then you will have the third. Then you will have the fourth. So you will see such type of situation in that glass jar. The gravel, that is the stones, will get settled down to the bottom of the jar because they are the heaviest material in this soil. After the gravel or above the gravel, you can see the sand with some particles of stones. Okay, above the sand you will see a clay layer, that is fine soil. Fine particles of the clay can be seen in the third layer. Then you will have, above the clay you will have a layer of water, and this water is not clear but it is having some particles of leaves, dead plants, dead animals, some twigs. So it is a mixture. It is not a clear water, but the water is going to have all these twigs, leaves, dead plants and animals, and it is going to form a thick layer that will be floating above the water. So the thick layer of these leaves, dead plants and animals, the thick layer of this is called as humus. It floats on the water. It is lighter than the water too, and so it floats on the water. This thick layer, you can see I have drawn a thick layer over here. It is a layer of, as I told you, dead animals, dead plants, then leaves, twigs, that is mixed up with water. So this thick layer is called as humus, and this humus makes the soil very much fertile for growing of various plants. So the soil contains gravels, sand, clay, water and humus. So these are the 5 ingredients of the soil. But when we took this jar, we had added some water into it. So we can't prove that it has water. Then how will we prove that the soil has water and air? For this we have to do some other activities. So you have to take a jar, put some garden soil into it and just heat that container. You need not add anything else. Just take the container, you have to put some garden soil into it, cover it properly with a lid and just heat it for maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, and then you can remove the lid and you can see some drops of water on that lid. What does it prove? It proves that the soil contains water. The droplets on the lid prove that the soil contains water. So also there is one more activity to prove that the soil contains air. Take a jar, put some garden soil into it and pour some water into that jar. When you are pouring water into that jar, you will see that some bubbles come out from that soil. Okay, what do come out? Some bubbles come out from that soil. So the air which is present in the soil will try to escape in the form of bubbles. So from this activity we can prove that the soil contains air also. So I have told you 3 activities, and through these 3 activities we can prove that the soil contains stones, that is gravels, it contains sand, it contains clay, humus, water and air. So these are the 6 contents or the 6 ingredients which we find in the soil. So I hope that everybody of you have understood the 3 activities, and you are going to do all these activities so that you can conclude for yourself that the soil contains all these particles. You will prove for yourselves, isn't it? You will go through the procedure and you will discover for yourself that the soil really contains all these ingredients. Now you might be saying that the teacher has said it, but when you do these activities for yourselves, you can see that the soil in actual contains all these ingredients.